That looks pixelated. I mean, delicious.
It's so much quieter these days without everyone around.
Yes, Fiora. Tea date with Fiora! Anyway, sorry.
Not
Xenoblade.
that I'm pining for your return, you understand. I have my sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors.
Yes, Tataru, you're using Maineth, I get it.
Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it. What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
Probably not. Yeah, I'm still mulling it over. I haven't yet completely recovered from Endwalker and wanting to really do anything.
Thinking of asking me for advice?
Nope.
Though if you are open to suggestions, I might have one for you. You fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while? Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again and travel the world in search of wonder.
Like starting over. Yeah. Where to start?
Oh, that's the spirit. I can feel from here the blazing fire that just lit in your belly. Now, all you need is a destination. If you're having trouble deciding, just leave it to me. Thavnair. That's where you should go next.
No, the place I don't want to go. That's exactly how
I
I'd
doubt you were able
react.
to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzat the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure Vritra would be pleased to see you. Then there's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance. Just think of all the new experiences you could have.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
No, don't listen to Emmett. Don't make him preordain where we're supposed to go.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world. In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's still a work in progress. Shouldn't take much longer now though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
Wait, outfit change? Make sure it has pockets. That's what I should have said. I need lots of pockets. I want to jangle when I walk. From all the coin I'm gonna bring back. Why is there a sheep? Is that
Stitch in here and trim in there. Knot the threads with love and care.
Up and down the Bionis we go. Oh, watch out, there's the Maconis. Oh no! Just saying.
Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement.
It's a sheepy.
I am one with the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims.
Yes, Tataru. I hope she doesn't talk like this to herself.
Don't
like,
worry. I'll make sure the lining has plenty of pockets for all your little treasures. I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across.
Read my mind. Also, why would I put animal hide in my pockets? That's like people with like those hard
Oh,
candies
we
that have
mustn't
already
forget the
been licked.
waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath.
Man, this puts to perspective how much thought Tataru puts into these outfits. You know what I mean? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay.
Unless I am returned.
This does not look like the Echo. Okay. Flashbacks to the princess getting spiked and drugged.
You're awake.
Heaven's Word. Oof, I hate that
My
feeling when your neck is
apologies.
all awkward.
I do get a little carried away with my sewing. You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream? Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga?
Yes, Xenosaga! Speak to me, Fiora.
Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall. If you'll accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
I have to find a line where Tataru says Xenos, and then I can take this line, she says Saga, and then I can push them together, and then I can have Fiora say Xenos Saga. Perfect. Candidate, I think he, it's a landslide, is it not? Yeah, I guess people don't like Hope. I like Hope. I don't know why people don't like Hope. They must not like their mothers very much if they don't like Hope because he's sad because he lost his mom. People must not like their moms. Yeah, I agree. But you know. Welcome to Merhade's Mahane. Merhade's Mahane! Hello, I did not recognize you at the first. At first you're here alone, let me find you a table. No, I don't need a table, I need information. Rents beneath the bounty? Would you be speaking of the sunken treasure vault? We have one regular historian, in fact, I could tell you about it. Oh, there he is, Professor Jalheen. I thought I saw him come in. They're somewhat private, so the professor's quick to befriend those who share his fondness of Mahane's unique beverages. Offer him a drink of our selection, he should be happy to share what you seek. A few odd bits besides. Whatever you buy for him is on the house, by the way. If Mahir found out I took coin from Thavnir's savior, she would have me scrubbing pots for a week. So basically, just tell him to drink and then, like, you know. Okay. Yes? The following events can't be skipped. What am I going into? I see, I see. And what may I do for you, my Eosian friend? Really? You think Bunavilza is bad too? By the way, I can spell Bunavilza without looking it up. Buna. It's Boony. Oh, friendly chat. How about a drink? He's Boony. Well, I certainly wouldn't say no to a drink freely offered. Let's loosen his lips first. Here we are, one of Mahane's finest. Enjoy. Lovely bottoms up. I'm kind of being missed, but I know I'm being softened up. What is it you want from me? Well, I want information because I'm super bored and I ended a 10-year adventure like not too long ago. This old tale Aryu does seem to appeal to the adventurous heart. Now where to begin? I might assume you've heard of Alzalda. He was the Khan of the Aro tribe, which is Thavnaris for the mainland, and a key figure in the historian of Razatan. His decision to aid the Akasudara is ultimately what won them the war against the Gaharsura, thus allowing our predecessors to lay foundation of the thriving city-state. The truly fascinating stories, however, concern his grandson, Alzadal III, who's known for his deeds as a trap in Razahan's earlier days. Some attest that this man traveled to another world entirely and returned with glittering riches. Others say he brokered an alliance with a certain worm of the first brood. The first option is pretty plausible, actually. Then there's still a tale of the sunken vault, which you seem most curious about. According to this legend, Alzadal III claimed an island somewhere in the middle of the bounty. There he built a structure researching clear to the bottom of the deeps, part of his secret storehouse of the sea, all locked in his worldly wealth within. In centuries since, natural disaster, hardship fell Razahan. Books remember the tale of the hidden treasure. Hardy souls would set out to claim their fortune, but precious few made it home. Just to hear more, I've took in. Oh, my cup appears to be empty. Mihail, another round for the professor of drunkology. So you have reached an understanding. You're a sharp one, adventurer. You got it. He's gonna get so drunk, he's not gonna give us the full story before he's drunk. Those who did return to seeking the treasure vault refused. Finally refused to speak of what they saw. Did this discourage others? No, quite the opposite. Stronger than ever before. Asama was saying Asama's a fellow connoisseur spirit. Potables, yes, he is. He's saying that his acquaintance went after the treasure himself and set sail, but I hear he did. He can say no more. I am no stranger to peril. Please give me information. He also probably needs a bath. He probably smells really bad now. Drinking doesn't make you smell bad. He needs breath. He needs something with his breath. His breath smells bad. Yes, that's it. I also recognize it. Your hick of the final days. A drink startled my nerves. May heal more of the same if you please. It's Jewish, but this one is on your coin, Professor. He's gonna be so drunk. How does he stay on the chair? There's no backing to the chair. How is he not falling off that stool? You are, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share a little. Azama's desperate to buy the treasure map. Thank goodness I have so many I am fluent in weird mascot speak. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share a little. Let's talk like Choo-Choo. This friend is a Samish who is desperate to buy a treasure map. One would show the entrance of the vault. Seems she could only get it from some merchant. What's his name? I forget. Let's see. Toast to you. My new best friend. Me here. More drinks. Signal for water instead. Hey! Me here. Water. She's like, aha. Wink, 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 wink. Wink, 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 wink. Here a drink, sir. Over indulgent, I put these words of Master Jaws on, where drink is swallowed, lest it swallow you. It's unseemly antics if you want a Zama share a taste of fun spirits. You probably came here talking. Jim fortune. Finding your fortune, blah 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 blah.
Please, Ashal, please! You must let me have that treasure map!
Oh my gosh. Let him have. He already looks like a punk.
What's all this about?
Simple, he's
My
trying to
mother
cheat
and
people.
father was slaughtered by monsters. My baby sister, still too young to fend for herself. Can you spare us no kindness?
Ooh, I wish he had better voice acting, but I feel for you.
So, you hope to find your fortune? And what? You expect me to surrender my wares for pity's sake?
We've
What
stepped
did you
into
offer
Xenoblade. We've stepped into Xenoblade already. I was joking with Fiora and everybody else, but now it's with those British accents.
As I thought. Come back when you've more than rags to your name.
Don't make me use the Monado on you. The Monado doesn't cut people. But I'll find a way to cut you with the Monado.
This is no mere treasure map. It is a guide to the vaults of Arzadal III, one of the great satraps of Radzat Han, and a direct descendant of Alzadal Khan.
Why? People
A
are like,
map to
oh.
Arzadal's legacy.
So he says.
Yes.
FFXIV
Press X to doubt. X to doubt.
This is no fake. The parchment is marked with an arcane glyph of passage.
Right.
You may find the ruins hidden in the bounty, but you won't be setting foot inside without this in your possession.
Uh-huh. Proof.
The
Proof
priceless
for riot.
artifact is discovered amongst the rubble in the aftermath of the final days and lovingly restored by yours truly.
Uh-huh.
This map is the key to fabulous riches.
It
I'll
does.
be the king of fools to simply give it away.
Absolutely it does.
Even
Tataru
I
is
am no such
Fiora.
king boy.
We started this thing with
Your
Fiora.
scrawny I'd never return with that treasure alive.
Aww.
Oh, cruel fate! Why must
See,
the
what
dead
is
be
this?
wealth
What
I am
is
powerless
this?
to claim?
Whatever.
How I shall
If his
envy the
acting
one
was
who
on point,
purchases that precious map.
he'd get
Whatever
paid.
they pay will be but pittance against the golden hoards they stand to uncover.
Oh no, he's in on it! What? No, he's in on it. This little, I don't know what you call them back then. This little swindler, he's like, oh no, they'll gain so much more money if they buy this thing for $5,000. They will gain 20. What a deal! Look. The guy's shaking his head. He's like, I know bad acting when I see it. No! He's bad at spending money! No! Don't do this, Tinian! Don't, you fool! No!
Fighting man of your stature would surely relish the
Estinian.
challenge of recovering Alzadal's lost fortune.
I'll give you my house, I'll give you my children. That's how Estinian spends money.
A fortune, you say?
Yeah, okay. No, you fool. Aw, he's gonna do it for the kid.
If I had but the strength to seize that treasure, my starving sister would never want for food.
Has he changed?
I'll take it. Will this cover the price?
No, don't just, you fool! But at the same time, aw, Estinian. Estinian. Gimme.
Well met, my friend.
Yes, no. I mean, yes, we're friends, but no, you spent a lot of money, you dummy.
Someone is dressed for adventure.
Was this not what I was wearing last patch? I think I am dressed for...
Why Thavner of all places? Knowing you, I suspect there's more to your plans than sightseeing and shopping.
I came on the search for adventure, and Tatara
Who
said
is
to come
beneath the
here.
bounty? Curious. And here I've acquired a map to just such a site.
Yes, very convenient, Estinian.
With that sale, I do believe I've got the rest of the day off. Thank you for your patronage, sir, but if you'll excuse me.
You needn't mind us.
Do you know, sir, I will hunt you down if that map is fake.
And now I've fleeced one of the heroes of the final days. Pray the sisters were looking elsewhere.
This map may or may not be genuine. Either way, we'll need a ship to find out for sure.
I never took you for a treasure hunter, Estinian.
Lest you misunderstand, I seek the treasure not for myself. If such a fortune truly exists, then it could help ease the struggles of those who lost their loved ones in the final days.
Okay, this is an acceptable follow-up. I'm on board.
I hope to do for Thavner what you and Alphino did for the Alamegans when you recovered the Mad King's trove.
Oh, I remember.
Come now. You know Alphino needs little encouragement when it comes to recounting the tales of your shared exploits.
Yeah, it's true. He likes to hear himself talk a lot.
Speaking of precocious lads, that boy in the bazaar was clearly an accomplice of the merchant.
Oh my gosh, I said that, but he's not, because we saw his reaction, but I thought he was. But then plot twist.
Suppose his role was to draw the attention of the crowd and add weight to the merchant's bold claims.
No, I don't think it's
Transparent
true.
act for the most part. It was not all mummery. The need to provide for his sister rang true enough. Thus, if some portion of the profits end up in that waif's pockets, then I will consider it money well spent, whether the map leads us to the vault or not.
Aww. Good Dragoon.
You are coming along, yes?
Well, yeah, I'm bored. So, naturally. And no, I'm not splitting the expenses. Are you crazy? You're the one who spends too much.
I thought as much.
Maybe I'll cover the transportation costs.
Let's see about securing a vessel.
Aw, he feels bad. My friends, what brings you to our humble village? I remember you, buddy. Well, you see, we found a treasure map. Estinian overpaid, and now we're trying to get our money's worth. Worthy vessel to seek the ruins. Doing what you do such allowed us to return to fishing, I should think everyone glad to chance to repay the favor. Wait here and I'll have the boat stocked and ready for you to come in no time at all. This little teenager's gonna like stalk us, which is stupid because we were like heroes and we're not gonna notice him. Oh, he said it. Have you noticed a little shadow has been following us throughout the city? I see you there. Show yourself. Poor guy. It is you. Do you know how far out we walked so that you would not cross paths for some wild beasts? I'm sorry, sir, but aren't you the heroes who saved Thavner? You are. I know you are. I've gone and cheated you. Arctos Sajal, you see, the map merchant. It's my job to play the pleading orphan and convince the crowd his wares are worth the price he asks. I'm ashamed of what I have done and beg you for your forgiveness. If not for you, my sister and I would have never, well, we'd be... Then if I knew your game and I paid the price willingly, a fortunate purchase as it turns out, for my friend was seeking those very ruins. Hello, yes, that'd be me. Kind of to overlook the wrong I've done you, but there's more you need to know. The map you bought is very real, as the island it shows is overheard Sajal selling the information to another customer. The man you needed to search about the ruins, about the vault, about everything, and the man sailed out to find his fortune, never to return. You cannot go to that place. You should have more friends with you, or even a whole army. I doubt the ruins hold danger, but I assure you, between the two of us, there's little we cannot overcome. Please, I cannot bear the thought of... You can ask him to come along? No, that's a bad idea. Now you've gone and made him cry, Estinian. Bad Dragoon. And I did not. That was not my intention. Very well, assuming we find the treasure to hoard, it may prove wise to have more hands along for the carrying. Any ideas of whom to approach? The signs have scattered far and wide since our last gathering. Ooh, Ishtola. Ishtola. Let's take the twins! We're twinning it! Let's take the twins. Alphino and Alice. Little Lord Alphino and his sister, were they not bound for Garlemald? They have far more important matters to attend to than delving for trinkets. No! You asked. I am not asking Ishola. We'll take Gratia and Cryo. The hands are building the students. Reach out to Gracha. He'd surely leap at the invitation. Will that send your mind at ease? If that means as strong as you, is he though? Strong, I mean. He's a cat. What is your name, boy? Marad, sir. Marad, your life is yours to do as you will, but I suggest you find honest trade if you wish to keep your sister safe. I'm not proud of what I do. Rude, he's a cat. How's that a bad thing? I like the cat. But I want the twins. It's alright, whatever. Wait, boy. He calls him boy. I did this roundabout road to see you end up in some creature's belly. Let me walk you back to the city gates. Thank you, sir. Call me Estinian. Ah. And that day his heart grew 1,000 sizes. I always want to take Cryo. They never let me take Cryo anywhere. I'm so upset. Please allow Cryo to be useful. Hey guys. Hey guys, turn around. I'm here.
Ah, Urgika, my good man. Would you be so kind as to...
Hello.
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
Aw, my two favorite cat people.
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment there.
You need some more vitamin D. How's the registration of the students coming along? Heard it was quite the whole ordeal.
Slow and steady. Raha and I have been compiling old records of the students' activities. We located several accounts in the archives of Numenon and added them to the collection we recovered from the Isle of Vow.
And judging by the progress we've made thus far, sorting this pile will keep us occupied for days to come.
But what brings you to the Annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around?
Well, I came because we wanted to treasure hunt. And we bought this treasure map, and it's sitting overpaid. And...
The treasure vault of Alzadal III.
Yeah.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition.
I'd like you to come, Cryo, but Graha's alright.
I would dearly love to accompany you, of course.
But I'm afraid that
I'm
the
committed to
creators
another
of this
task.
game refuse
On
to
the
let me go
subject of
anywhere.
which I had hoped to ask for your assistance.
This cattails are twitching.
Then again, it's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned. You should go, Raha. I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
Are you sure?
Cat
I'd hate to
sensors
leave
turned
you
on.
short-handed.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already.
A promise is a promise, buddy.
Have you asked anyone else to come along?
Oh, nope.
Then might I suggest we invite your Stola?
Oh, yes, let's take both cat people and leave the Lalafell, please. Yes, I feel so much more comfortable without
Ever
another
since the
Lalafell
Scions
in any
she
of the
spent most
Scions.
of her time cloistered within the Great Google Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift. It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenor. Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say.
Sure, why not?
Splendid! Then let us head to the archives at once.
Wait, before you go. I have another potential member to volunteer, if you've room to spare. Urianger.
How many people we
He
taking
sent
on
the
this trip?
students a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like. From what I can gather, the Loperites are looking to make improvements to their own creation and wish to learn more about how we build things down here.
Ah, yes, the Rabbits of Despair.
So, why not take Urianger with you? Let him study Alzadal's legacy firsthand.
Because, those rabbits.
None can deny the benefit of seeing something with your own eyes. If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Urianger an invitation once we've spoken with your Stola.
Safe travels, you two. But don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
Yes, yes, Cryo.
Right. Then it's off to the library.
Yay, public library! Where the books eat you in Eorzea. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Yushtola. Perfect. Okay. I had to take a picture. Aww, little baby. Cat tendencies.
I've never known Y'shtola to doze off in the middle of research before.
Aww. Pet, give pets. Eight hours later.
Close my eyes for one moment.
Oh, that's funny.
How long have you two been here?
How long you been asleep, lady? We were being polite, you being rude. We didn't want to wake you. We're trying to be nice, you know.
Nor did I want to fall asleep.
Oh, clever, clever, quip, quip, clever, clever.
I must have been studying for 2-3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me. As you know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections. Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library.
So she says, but you know what? In the Great Google Library, maybe it is tucked away. You never know.
So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past.
And there were none.
A means to travel between worlds exists, and you can be sure I will find a way to employ it. So I promised Runar, but 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon.
Yep.
It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
She don't have generations. That's really
You
comforting.
think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
A scholar in her element.
Indeed. Was there something else you wish to ask of me?
Yes, why can't Cryo come along, cat people? I'm lonely as a Lalafell.
Alzadal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family. But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world. If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished.
Yep. Two birds with one stone.
An invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries. As if I could refuse. And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
Once we pick up old man Oriange.
But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Uriange as well. He was in Thalmazane last we heard.
Then by all means let us recruit him and be on our way.
This mammoth. You surely leaves me mountains of books all the time that I have to put up.
Our illustrious champion.
Ah,
Cloaked in
our
the mantle of the common
astrologian.
explorer, fame set aside in thy pursuit of simple adventure. I am told a new expedition is in the offing.
Maybe yes, maybe no. Wasn't Thancred with you?
He left to attend to some personal errand, but should be returning ere long.
Personal errand, excuse me? What kind of
You've been
personal life
keeping
does he have?
yourself busy, I trust.
True to our plan, Thancred and I embarked upon a pilgrimage of sorts, with an eye for gauging the state of those lands through which we passed. Our travels were interrupted, however, by a request for aid from our befurred lunar allies. As you may recall, the Loporrits had been seeking new purpose for the moon, another role through which it might serve to benefit mankind. The Forum hath been working to advise them in this endeavor, but I return to offer mine own counsel.
No, you just wanted to pet them. I understand.
And this has what to do with treasure vaults, exactly?
Ah, you have learned of my predicament from Mistress Kryl. I know not whence they acquired such knowledge, but the Loporrits now stand convinced that adventurers delight in treasure hunts.
That is not a wrong statement, Urianjay, so I think that they're good. What? If I told them that's, you know?
Wonderland of riches and mystery, do they hope to entice all manner of daring delvers to the moon? So earnest and innocent was their desire to bring joy to the world that I found myself powerless to refuse them my cooperation.
Yes, sure, Urianjay.
But what of you, my friends? Why are you come to Labyrinthos?
Because I found this overpriced treasure map that Istinian bought, and now I want him to help us get his money's worth, and he still wants to find a route to another world.
This is indeed a most fortuitous opportunity. I should be honored to accept thine invitation. How long hath it been, I wonder, when last our actions were not impelled by fate or desperation?
'Twas perhaps just a fortnight ago. I've come to rescue Shion.
Aye. Though I cherish the Scion's accomplishments, 'tis pleasant to not have the weight of the world upon our shoulders for a change.
Counting Istinian, we number 5 now, yes? Without knowing what traps or perils await unwary feet, we may be wise to refrain from recruiting others.
Y'all just want the adventure for yourselves, which is fine
I
because
agree.
I'm the adventure
Between us,
host,
we should
but
have
just
the
saying.
skills to handle whatever situation may arise. Shall we be on our way?
Sure, why not?
What, no time to spare a word for the grizzled old bard?
Nope, they're leaving your butt behind. You can't
All is
come,
well,
Thadcred. You have to go watch Cryo and Tataru. No
A
fun
wasted
for
trip,
you.
I'm afraid. I'd hoped to catch up with a former mentor while you parleyed with the rabbits, but it seems our paths were not to cross.
'Tis a shame. How was your pilgrimage?
Having an astrologian beside you on the road is surprisingly convenient. And it doesn't hurt that he's making strides with his light-hearted banter.
Oh, okay.
In any case, as we made our way around Ilzabard, we saw that much of the continent was in various stages of chaos. A certain amount of disorder is to be expected. The final days are over, and the people no longer have a common threat binding them together. That's the thing with these fledgling troubles, eh? You need to keep an eye out, lest they mature into full-grown headaches. So, for what reason have so many esteemed personages seen fit to gather?
'Twas but a prelude. The things that come hither,
Beneath
such
the
as
waters
treasure.
of the bounty, you say? I see you've already stolen away my traveling partner with the promise of unexplored ruins and scholarly glory.
Nay, 'tis not for mine own indulgence, but rather the fulfillment of my commitment to the Loporrits.
course. And if you have a Stinian rounding out your group, you'll likely have all
Is he
the
gonna
members
bail
you
on
need.
us? No, don't bail on us. Just Chola senses it.
I
Look.
could put in a good word for you, if you like.
We may have been released from our obligations, but I'll never be free of that merciless wit of yours, will I?
Wow.
In all
Damn.
seriousness, it is best I sit this one out. Too many former scions consorting with one another might be seen as a cause for concern in certain quarters. I'll return to my usual reconnaissance and scout out the situation in the Far East. Feel free to share if you come across any interesting revelations.
Why can't we have
Till we
secret
meet again.
adventures? I want secret adventures. Come on, Thancred. Secret adventures.
Shall we also hasten our departure? Sir Estinian will wonder what hath become of us.
He can wait. That map, he's getting his money's worth. He doesn't have to pay any mercenaries. The average person would have to pay mercenaries. Azadal III, I confess somewhat embarrassed at the tales of his journey to another escaped my notice. Could it be more simple than folklore? And what are the treasures he's supposed to have brought back? This undersea vault may hold relics from another reflection. My friends, we should temper our expectations. The map doth ruins, but beyond that, we do not know what we will find. Not until we find it, aye. So let us dispense the conjecture and set sail for the vault. And then we go here and here. Oh, okay, yep. This is the useless map that he purchased. Ooh. What? Monkeys! I don't like monkeys. I got a little bit of a chill. Just a little bit. It's just this feeling, you know? Okay. Okay. Is it really? That's interesting. I like it a lot. Then that means I probably like Trials of Mana a lot. Oh, okay, I got it, I understand. Okay. Am I Captain Aphorism? Really? Oh, whatever. Don't care. Item comparison? It's lesser. Is it cool looking? Yeah, right? We'll be okay. Oh look, there's a stingray. Oh, there's other fish outside. Okay. That is good to know. Ugh. I did not know what that the first time pulling on the bosses are always the worst sometimes. Ah. They got it. Especially if it's your first time in a dungeon, you know? Ooh, pass. Pass. Those are pretty good looking boots. Just click buttons. I can't just click buttons at the healer. I have to know what I'm doing as a healer. I wish I could just click buttons. Pass. Pass. There's so much treasure here. Just so much treasure. Run, little guy. I have to be like so focused on what I'm doing, you know? Oh, nice. Treasure. Pass. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Spin! Banana spin! That's when I need the banana spin emote. I know! I didn't know! Oh my goodness. I knew it! This is why we need more emote slots. I'm going down the middle. Down the middle. Spin. Ow. Spin, 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 spinny, spin. Okay. Spin. Oh, is that it? He's dead. Thank you, everybody. GG's. I didn't even check. I know I got the comms. I ain't gotta worry about it. Ooh, and upstairs.
What have we here?
'Tis not unlike a Hunnish alchemical furnace in design.
Well, there is one way we might find out.
By opening it up and unleashing something.
You mustn't touch it.
Barshan! Teacher's eyeball.
Vritra! Oh, my apologies. Should I continue calling you Varshan?
You may address me as you wish. My nature is no longer a secret. Still, this is not a setting I imagined for our reunion. Surely you've not entered these ruins as common looters.
We could deny your accusations, but I fear you're not far from the truth.
We seek adventure.
Great Vritra.
And, you know.
Might we beseech thee to explain the nature of this strange contrivance?
It was crafted by our alchemists at my behest, for the purpose of sealing something away.
See, I called it. You don't open up the pot covered with the beautiful strands of multicolored. I wasn't gonna touch it, but you know, Y'shtola. She's always, you know.
You and I will speak later.
Oh no!
Not the time for frivolity, my friend. Not the time.
Yes, it was.
This
I have no
of which thou
regrets.
speakest,
Y'shtola can't stop
might
me.
it be some manner of threat?
Perhaps I should simply show you.
Oh, that looks totally inviting. She's totally smiling. See? She was gonna open
lifted
it.
the seal, if only for the moment, by an authority only I possess.
A planar fissure?
No, my friend. Small though it may be, this is a functioning gate into the void.
Well, well, quite a treasure indeed.
I must admit, I am deathly curious to know how a void gate came to be hidden in the depths of these ruins.
To tell that tale, we must first peer far to the south, and even further into memory. An age 5 millennia passed when the Algan Empire sent an invading force to the shores of Merasidia. The southern people rallied around the commanding figures of Bahamut and Tiamat and fought fiercely to repel the would-be conquerors. With Bahamut's defeat, however, the tide turned against them. Desperate to seize any advantage, the Mercidians resorted to summoning primal entities. In response, Emperor Zande forged a covenant with the Cloud of Darkness, sovereign among the all-devouring denizens of the Void. Thus bolstered by icons on one side and Void Scent on the other, the two armies clashed in a battle of unspeakable carnage. So much death, so much loss.
I consider myself well versed in that period of history, yet you speak as one who witnessed it happen.
Indeed, I did. I heard Tiamat's roar of defiance and sped toward that war-torn land. Along with my sibling, Ashdaya. We dragons
Wait
are
a
not
second.
male or female as men are wont to classify, but elder sister is the closest a mortal tongue can come to describing what she meant to me. I was the last of our brood to hatch, and Ashdaya cared for me where my sire could not. Thus I was with her when Tiamat roared. I was with her when she journeyed south, and I was with her when she fought against the Void-sent hordes. Yet no matter how many of their vile fiends we cast down, more rose from the abyss to take their place. Faced with an unwinnable war of attrition, Ashdaya risked her all on a final gamble. She plunged through the Void Gate itself to strike at the root of their strength.
This really is like Xenoblade. But, you
I
know.
tried to follow in her wake, determined to lend what aid I could. But even as I came upon Alag's glittering tower, I saw the rift close behind her.
Wait. Is she still in there?
Has been lost to us ever since.
No, lost, but might be
I
alive.
find I must retract my earlier claim of historical knowledge. Nowhere in the Crystal Tower's archives did I see mention of such noble sacrifice.
That does not surprise me. To Alagan eyes, it must have seemed as if a lone dragon, driven to madness, simply dove through the gate and did not return. For my part, I spent long years searching for the means to reunite with Ashdaya. Until I could search no more. Until Alag was dust, and the art to open a void gate large enough to accommodate a dragon forever lost.
Yet you have the beginnings of a gate right here, under the control of a harnessed device.
My discovery came before Radzat Han was founded. Though I scoured the lands for a method to cross the rift, it was beneath the sea that I chanced to find a natural planar fissure. It was, however, far too narrow to admit a worm's bulk. Only after our city rose upon the rock, and I could enlist the aid of our talented alchemists, did matters take a favorable turn.
I love, okay, so here's the thing about FF14. I love anything Dragon Song or anything with the dragons. It was one of my favorite story arcs. Even though like Shadowbringers was the strongest story arc, I love the tale of like these dragons woven in history. For Eoriza, it's just always been a huge thing that I've just always enjoyed.
The dedication was beyond reproach. Tirelessly they worked to expand the fissure, and after decades of toil, it finally grew to a size that a child might pass through.
I'm a Lalafell, punt me in there, baby. Just punt me right through. Just kick me.
Not long ago, you told us that you called out to your kin, that Ashdaya's answer was silence. I suspect the conclusion to your tale is not a joyful one.
No, I don't want her to be dead.
With hope in my heart, I used a simulacrum to cross the threshold. But no, I did not find her. What I found was a host of void scent, clamoring around the opening they had sensed. 'Twas but a moment, but enough. I had no choice but to retreat and allow the portal to contract once more.
The gate was a threat to your people. You had to decide between endangering Razathan and abandoning your sister. And you chose the latter.
Yeah, Estinian learned some tact after like 9 years. You could rephrase it as in like retreating, not abandoning. It's not abandoning. What a jerk.
'Twas not that thy siblings scorned thy call. 'Twas that she was trapped beyond a barrier through which neither roar nor dragon may pass. Even now, in the desolate world of the 13th.
I want to fix this. I volunteer we fix
I can
this.
scarce imagine your pain, yet it was wise not to linger in that place. Too long a sojourn, and even a being of your power risks being warped into a creature of the void. You've seen this phenomenon before, when we stepped into the darkness.
I remember when Nero turned purple. That is very true. I did remember that.
Turned purple? Well, yes. His wounds had allowed the void's corruption to enter his body and twist his ether.
Yep.
Had it been allowed to progress much longer, I presume he would have been fully transformed.
Then there is little hope for Ashdaya.
Ah, no. I hadn't meant to. I speak only of possibilities. The scales of the first brood are extraordinarily resistant to ethereal fluctuations. They are the protective talisman's core components after all, and even the corruption I described would struggle to overcome. Of course. With the warding scale in one's possession, one could conceivably survive a stay in the 13th without being warped by its energies.
Be that as it may, it is too late to rescue my sister. 5,000 years too late.
5,000 years is nothing to a dragon.
And now countless others look to me for guidance and protection.
I want to go to there, Estinian. This is your responsibility, is it not? We gotta go.
So when I sensed intruders in the ruins, I came only to ensure that the gate remained closed. That, and to secure the treasure, of course.
Nope, hey, nope, don't put a lid on it.
I wish only to forget the rest.
I refuse. I refuse to not. I want to. And so they managed not only to expand the fissure, but also manipulate one's might a gate. Astonishing. Is there any chance I could learn how this feat was accomplished? I'll tell you what, I can't. First, however, return to the High Crucible and arrange to replace the Guardians you so handily destroyed, not to leave the gate undefended. My apologies. Perhaps such a zealous, and I rush over to open the vault's secrets. If constructs can be repaired, we might be happy to offer assistance. If necessary, I'm not to spare vessels myself, but keep duplicate Guardians at hand for eventualities in case we should return to Azzahan. But, you guys, Dragon. I don't understand why we can't just go. I want to go, but I guess we gotta wait. Yes, we all know he feels differently. We've got to convince him to, you know, let us go. Promise to discuss if I get further, but I must attend to the matter of the Vault Sentinels. As your instruments have no doubt informed you, the Kapakulu has been reduced to so much scrap. Respring into and out of storage, it's convoyed to pass along some few lesser constructs. Was it two members fiends born of the Tower of Zot? By the sisters, do not tell me a blasphemy was free. I love how no one's saying anything. Come on, is no one gonna say anything? Oh, okay, well. Why is this guilty faces? Surely it isn't you who's responsible for this. Oh. Well, the details aren't important. I shall see it done immediately. Only two of them looked guilty. Everybody else was like looking for somebody to blame. Now I believe you had questions? Quite a few, in fact, but I'll begin at the gate itself. It's functional, yes? Indeed, which is why it is sealed in an alchemically forged lock and ordered in my magic. Such power must not fall into the wrong hands. In truth, the primary reason the vault's construction was to keep the gate hidden from the outside world. So much effort for such little door? The little door you speak of, little son. The little door you speak of is to abyss teeming with unspeakable horrors. That said, its current state, I would admit, it's a low list of void scent. And from this side, no man would be able to pass through. No man, I think Alphino would fit, given firm enough push. Physical size is only one consideration. The true restriction hinges upon the etheric density of the soul in transit. Yeah, it succeeded in expanding this diminutive portal, sending your simulacrum to the 13th. And thanks to my brilliant alchemists, I should have destroyed the anomaly when I found it, but instead I made them devise a means to control it. After much experimentation, they accomplished the impossible. A method was conceived in which magic can manipulate the fissure and transform it into a serviceable gate. But the process has long since been forgotten, and once I'd given up searching for Azdaja, preserve esoteric and dangerous knowledge. This has gate lain dormant for years uncounted. Our own passage to the 13th was made relatively simple thanks to the Crystal Tower, a mechanism channeling Tower's vast storage energy to open a void gate. Was bound to covenant made with the Cloud of Darkness. Once that sovereign entity was beaten back, however, the covenant was broken and the door severed from its connection to the void. Theoretically, it would be possible to reconnect the gate by forging a new pact with another void set, such as deals usually end in betrayal and death. In any case, we should attempt to gain an understanding of the bounty gate, the search for your sister. As I've explained, futile to rest century goes. My place and my duty is here now. I meant to ask what prompted you to search for the vault in the first place. It was Palestinian's idea. No, we're not gonna joke this time. If legends were true, as you have seen, the fabulous wealth in the stories is quite real, if not its ruined origin, but I'm afraid I must assert a prior claim. I've been adding to that trove for years, little by little, but the time has come to spend it, and I might alleviate my people's suffering. And then we are in one mind. We had no intention of taking it for ourselves. Is that right, my friend? Your Excellency, would you object if if we were to conduct a closer examination of the gate? I make no attempt to open it, of course. Oh, you and yours a debt that can never be repaid. Whatever boon you ask, you shall have it. You're most gracious. I shall take full advantage of your permission. But if I can join thee by thy study, but the Loperids will be anxious to receive my report, I beg you leave. I must be off to Charlene as well. Mistress Kyle is eager to speak with you about the request, so please come back to the Annex as soon as you are able. Farewell. Estinian, Yashola, I want to go in the gate. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, Papa John. Difficult in all this is you're deciding how best to put these riches to use. We'll use let's see, deliberations. Anything to make up for the constructs we broke. Your employees a recompense. Serve me as guest advisor and I'll consider the broken constructs paid in full. I'll follow our example. Okay. Of course, meanwhile, elsewhere. Not. You know. Hey, no, hey. What? What? Oh, Golbez, right? Yep. Man, we got rid of you already. I sensed the breaching of a gate, but it was not instigated from this side. 'Twas thrown open from another. I too felt that a recurrence, yes, but a tiny portal is beneath our notice. There are more pressing matters at hand. An opportunity is upon us, the coming of which we waited nigh on 10,000 years. We did not let it slip our grasp. We must not underestimate she who bested the cloud of darkness, even restrained by the covenant. Cloud was no feeble wisp, but dispersed by some flesh and blood mortal. Bah, let her come. I'll drown the world while this flushing gasp of air for our final moments. Yes, steel is admirable, but forget not our cause. Look us beneath this sunless sky. Remember, we cede not our will to fight. Time to war in motion and win a redemption for our star. My riser's return, I just made it back myself. Why do you retain this vessel now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that as may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling to say the least, and there are few places I can enter comfortably without risking flattening some cart or stall. Fair enough. For my inquiries, the people of Palakistans are unanimous in their reply. They are surviving. Resources were stretched to the limit when the refugees were pouring in, but they persevered with some assistance from Yedlimad. From what I understand, they had been independent community hunters and foragers and the like, and I was assured that the jungle provides for their needs for the most part. Balakistan has weathered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. Quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having sold a full wagon of giant skull to a foreign trader, but such visitors are few far between compared to our best years. The weight of the stone leaving Thavnera has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated. Its prosperous dependent on the steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade so we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn from Akyali and Yedlamad? Well, we have problems. Let me tell you. I see, without a dedicated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch. Which is why I believe we should first address the lack of ships and shortages of able-bodied sailors in Yedlamad. I am reminded of a child I spied as I made way back to this palace. His father lost at sea when the beasts sunk their vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale repeated over and over, so many lives lost. Enough grief to drown in if we let ourselves overcome it, but we will not. Luxusinian, I consider the perspectives you brought me and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversity. Come, I would like you in attendance when I announce a proposal to my assembled functionaries. Wow, it's still so cool to see Vitra.
I thank you for your attendance.
I like the way the dragon sounded in English.
The radiant host have retrieved were hoarded in Al-Zadal's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. Made aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul. Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamad. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Karazal's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
It takes a village.
Of course, we must all look out for one another. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage.
Yes, thank you.
Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Ooh, I have a name. Yeah, that's fair.
A fitting candidate. Kalzal should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized Thavne.
It wasn't
but as
his
a
fault.
hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores.
Not the trigger of all those monstrosities.
Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Murad, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
They talk completely different in Japanese, so I can understand that.
Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Kalzal Foundation. Nabdeen, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor. Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Stressful.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. I'm reminded of Ishgard.
All this, you know, it's funny because all this, and he said the same thing. It reminded him of Mishgard, and that's exactly where my head was at this whole entire time. Thank you for putting forth Kazal's name, and those who haven't been enriched will take effort in seeing his legacy honored. Oh, right! We did the old legacy thing, got it. You'll forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Archon Y'shtola. She asked that you meet her at the High Crucible at your earliest convenience. Y'shtola may have finished her duty at the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I'll go with you. Papa Shan! What was his name? Papa, the Smurf, the dad Smurf. He's busy setting up the foundation. My clerks are well-oiled cogs of administration since before I wanted to assume the office. It needs to be done. Curious to learn what conclusions your outcome has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. I thought he didn't care anymore because, like, it was pointless, right? Because he's all like, oh, well, we can't do anything anyway to save my sister, but obviously still interested, right? Ba-da-da-da.
Right, here we all are.
Yep.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Ooh, pushy Estinian. He's just mad because he spent all that money.
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics. From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them.
Hold on, Yashtola. I'm moving my mic over. I have this new pop filter that like attaches towards the bottom of the desk, and I have it because it's just much easier. I need an overhead thing for the mic, but it's whatever. Sorry, I'm still a little sick. There we go. Okay, great. Apologies. Okay.
Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first.
Yes, pictured. In my mind's eye.
You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world. The magics tore a hole in the wall separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway. Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first.
Right.
The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
But it couldn't have been because all of you ended up coming back as well. So I think that there's more of an explanation than there is just to being a miracle.
What of the many voids and found in the source? Who guides them here and how?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power.
Middling. Slightly centered. Round.
To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate.
Oh, I know where this is. Why have they not shut this place down? Or was this a flashback back to then?
Lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact. Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner. Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain exile dragged us to the first.
But they're just like dying in there. But are they not like just wandering
around?
around?
Our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th.
Well, no wonder they're so angry when they come here. They were hijacked from their home.
Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
I'd be mad too, right? Wouldn't you? I would think so.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Yep. Meaning somebody is doing the calling.
For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No. The danger is too great.
Your Stola doesn't care.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Heck yeah. Don't you know it? That smirk.
Listening to my tale. Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous
Please.
hordes the very instant you step through.
I assure you I was most attentive, and I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
Oh, you're so much fun. So much for taking it easy, am I right? Oh well. Looks like it's adventure.
Since when were you one for the quiet life? Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands. That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single void scent will be allowed to threaten Radzat-Han, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan?
Of course, she wouldn't have brought it up if she didn't.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daymir was overseeing the project.
Daymir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, but their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made void scent?
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daymir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
Numenon, right? What's Grahai's favorite place to sneak around?
Indeed. Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy. In which case, I say we head directly to Charlene.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves. I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. I still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Kalzal Foundation.
But what if we need to reach the high shelves? I guess your stool can stand on my shoulders.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Oh no, he has a secret. He has a secret! His sister's probably dead. We're probably gonna have to fight his sister. And he's been keeping her from dying because he feels bad about it. And yeah, we're probably like super in trouble. Visitors, quite esteemed ones is that. What did I do for you? Pray forgive the intrusion, Skolak, but we're help us secure permission to enter Numenon's restricted archives. Oh, no furtive forays into the stacks this time, eh? Hehe, sneaky. Upon this newfound sense of propriety, yet in all wide world of comparative serenity, what compels you to disturb a vault of forbidden wisdom? Well, you see, you might have found a secret dragon. And we need to blow open this big portal to get into the void sense so that we could possibly, you know, explode us all. Oh, also travel between the reflection. You know, usual stuff. Fascinating, I didn't know such idea technique existed. I would be surprised if you had. If my assumption is correct, the research left behind House Tamir has laid dormant in Charlene's archives for many centuries. If you enter this research what now, surely you don't intend to cross over to the void. That is, in fact, precisely what we intend. To what end, Pertel? To develop a method of traversing the rift, for one, that I might keep my word to a distant friend. Sentiment aside, I journeyed to the end of existence. I have hurt, felt, and thought endlessly without a truth of our world and the echo in its future, and yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secret. But scholarly worthy of the name wouldn't force open a void gate or two if a grand revelation was promised reward. Marvelous. An audacious proposal of Master Matoya herself. And after hearing the whys and wherefores, I for one do not believe you would use that knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request to the forum's consideration. Although your petition would be well received if you had support of another well-placed acquaintance. Master Fuchino, of course. Now! We can hardly imagine ignoring an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. I hesitate to approach him directly, but there's no denying that having Master Fuchino on our side would balance it in a favor. Therefore, we'll pay a visit to the Levier estate and plead our case. One last thing before we go, I'd consider a personal favor if you might share me the discoveries that you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours. I wager if you could indulge in an old man's curiosity. Of course, Scholar. It would be sure to pass on any revelations. Mistress Alexis, Mistress Yustola, how may I be of service? Going to speak to Master Fortuno. Is he home by any chance? This master's his residence. I shall inform him that he has guests. Yeah, any slower? We don't have until patch... Oh, okay. Gonna come out here. Emily's would invite you inside for tea, but I assume this is not a social visit. You have a matter of importance to discuss? Yes, full attention. Well, we found this gate we want to blow open. And because we found this gate, we might have found a dragon. And because we almost found this cool dragon, we might have found a secret to the next, reflections. And then, travel between reflections. Numenon. Got it. Praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Garlic Montague expressed the same sentiment. I assure you, we will not attempt to circumvent the forum's authority again unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do understand the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? If no pressing need exists, then why risk the consequences of employing this forbidden knowledge? For a brother who misses his sister, she was his guardian and his friend. Selfless hero crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from honor and suffering. But the brother has given up the thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over people yet healing from the flames of the final days. Loyal to his duty while betraying the longing in his heart. There's no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but I feel it's a worthy cause to pursue all the same. As for one who feared losing his loved ones and spent years in research to prevent it, surely you know how painful such a separation must be. Wow, laying on thick, Stola. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share your experiences in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. Do not celebrate just yet. The forum must still be convinced. I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver decisions at the Baldessian Annex. So would the forum decide? Bluntly, Master Toya has burned some bridges here in Charlotte and felt that the heirs for good measure when it became clear that her street and petitioner's question will no few members voice their discontent. And then Chamber was reminded, in no uncertain terms, it might add, of incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. Interesting. It served to silence our grumbles and stiffen a few spines, and it was agreed allowing you to the archives, at least we could do in return. Ooh, that's wonderful news. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, as I'm sure you're aware, the permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with the utmost caution, and there are repercussions if it's not. Repercussions. I wish you and your endeavor bid you good day. Well, well, well. Interesting. Never the same, that one. Uncompromising? Aye, but the very stoicism is exactly what Shalia needed to guide it through not one, but two exoduses. I think the instructions set up. I'm laughing, imagining that they may exist, but yalms away from where where you found me napping. If I'd known Alzal Third's exploits sooner, I could have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must be flexible of mind and look beyond conventional wisdom. A lesson I already learned, but clearly not taken into heart. Could you imagine? Could you imagine going down this elevator, everybody eyeballing you, and realizing you're going into the forbidden section? And as a student, I bet the grin on your face would be so wide because you know you get to access a section of knowledge that no one else does. At the same time, it's that type of information dissemination which can be fairly dangerous, to hoard information and not allow others to partake in it. Like the sense of pride, right? So the sense of like, oh, I have knowledge that you don't, right? That is not the proper way to... If that is your intent, then it is absolutely ill intent. But if it's sealing away records for safety of people, it's a very slippery slope of what is safe for the public and what isn't, and who has the right to manage that information. And information is power, and that's always why it's a dangerous thing for people to... I don't know. Don't go too crazy, just, you know, I don't know. It's a conversation to be had when there are actually people in the chat to have that conversation, right? That would be Flames without... Oh. Wait a second. What? That's a lot of books. Whoa, here's Tola. That is cool.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
Oh my gosh, I'm such a bookworm myself. I'd be so excited. The heck? Oh, Yushtola, let me tell you, I've yet to read. Yes, you're here for one specific volume. You wouldn't need to remind me. Huh, let's see. Today, until Goldsmith today in a world not my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. She was unlike any ravenous brethren. Eyes blazing not with hunger, but trembling like a candle's flame, threatening to flicker out at any moment. But if she, using the proper words, it can seem inconsequential, insignificant even. All that matters is that I love, I feel for it, this is exquisite transcendent being. Huh. In the year 1564, the 6th and astral era, the Amalja summoned Ifrit, their patron god. Accounts describe the being as being a gigantic lizard-like being with a potent command of fire-aspected magics. If we consider that primal summoning is an act fueled by faith and prayer, it is surprising, if not expected, that the resulted deiform entity should manifest experience and power as those attributed by its worshippers. What then might emerge from the aether should this believe in almighty omniscience? But the same scholar graces to this presence, some embodiment of divine sagacity? Could this man-made god be true all-knowing? If it were, whence would such knowledge arise? I myself have many questions concerning the nature of the ancient world So with no spell to transport me back to the days of old, could I instead summon a being possessed of encyclopedic wisdom of every age? Yet with no means to verify these pronouncements, how can we be sure that it's true? On pages detail an advanced method for manipulating rift spanning apertures as devised by Newfound, the ninth patriarch of House Daimir. We present seek these research notes to facilitate the faculty of Charlian Studium as both a token of friendship and expression of our boundless admiration. Oh, Yashtola. Have you something to show me? My apologies, I flipped open but a single book and was completely absorbed by its contents. Yeah, because you want to read it all, but that's okay. Totally understand. Well done, Luxus. I think you might have found our prize.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Daimir's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about. Among the ranks of the Void Sent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures, a talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure.
Well, that makes sense. As a summon in general Final Fantasy, it always opened up to
Our findings
other
revealed that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate.
This totally makes sense within fifth floor.
Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Void Sent, has been discussed among academics for years now.
Because no one's rolling up on a Atmos for it to swallow you. That's why
We received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales. And still, House Daimir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for.
Oh, you're still sad she's having to leave and not read anything.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves? Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it? Better not.
Bye, special library. Man. I get it, but still. It's always raining where I'm at. Chola tells me you're pursuing a most fascinating study and that you want me to be a part of it. I would like no one else other. I have no doubt you'd be interested. The research log should speak for itself. Will it now? But this is the mark of Astamia. I never knew such a work existed. You should. It was sequestered in Numenon's restricted archives after all. It was, but that means every word within it is forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tome, forbidden research. She put it right into my unsuspecting hand. I can hardly wait to read it. There we go. I think Demir was developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations will have been lost over the centuries? I even glanced over the notes. Was they helping us build a new mock Atmos? I say yes, 1,000 times yes. Work on a Demir project that is even redoubtable scholars of Charlie and trembling in their sandals. The alchemists of great work could resist? You're a woman after my own heart. I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do this big mouth simulacrum once we built it? Well, you see, we're looking for the siblings. That's the secret void gate. It's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is the day of revelations indeed. The purpose of our man-made Atmos is to expand this hidden portal, and I will need to see it for myself, I think. Manipulating rifts, spanning apertures is no short thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Then by all means, come to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly once we finish gathering the components I require. Charlene's market provided raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I think we need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you need to go no further than the fount of Maya. The Aztecs of old once favored the place of meditations, the water which pools known even to enliven the flow of aether. Sounds perfect. If you'd be so kind to fill a flask of the pool, I will petition Vitra to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then, and we'll meet back here anon? I don't like the water. That bodes ill. Not this time. We shall inform you of our destination. I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at Kikali. Your Excellency is ever gracious, host, shall we? Da, 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 da.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater.
Whoa, that's anything,
Ra has
right?
theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence. But I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Say that thing like meaningfully Estinian. Maybe send a familiar, right?
Very good. I see you've been paying attention. As Vritra sent his simulacrum, so too shall we rely on a familiar to bear the brunt of any unpleasant consequences. Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same. I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
Huh?
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born.
Magical girl, yes, Chola, let's go.
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Oh, yes, they're cute.
Though not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate. I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
That was Magical Girl Yustila as a
case,
little girl.
these
Oh
two
my
should serve
god.
as well.
That's right.
This one will bear a warding scale. And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
Ah, yes, of course.
I also was distracted by Magical Girl Yustila. I understand.
We should also be wary of void scent slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nidana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well.
I'm always on my guard, but that last one... Froth and foam! How am I not gonna say that?
Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know.
What would you do without me?
Let us begin, shall we?
Oh, goodness.
Nixies, into the void.
How long is too long? 5 minutes? Maybe several minutes? Nidana is it? Is everyone watching?
I think we've waited long enough. Nixies, return to my side.
Let me guess, they're not gonna come back, are they? Oh no! Oh. Oh.
Thank you, little one. You did well.
Poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
We're out of time. I must reseal the Void Gate.
They're coming through!
In the name of Alzadal III, I bar this door unto the void.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
Graha's theory was correct, then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation. It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. You remember Una Kalhai, the unusual child we met during our troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus. The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals, but those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble, and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition?
Well, definitely was a lot of darkness. A lot of corruption, for that matter. And on top of that, the cloud of darkness.
I can picture it now. The sunless Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I need to be there every step of the way. But first, I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives?
He doesn't want to do it.
Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
Why does this not feel right? Something about this doesn't feel right. Once Sinhana succeeds in replicating a mock Atmos, this door 13th will be ours to open. You'll be crossing the threshold alongside us, or realize this is more endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the void myself. Might we discuss this later? There's something I must do first. Okay. Interesting. Why does everyone insist on being so secretive? I at least had a good reason for not wanting to explain my Nixie ritual. Shall we pursue with the other preparations then? As we saw, the warding skill is ineffective at protecting the bearer from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved to withstand the void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think the problem is that we can address it without involving the brilliant but busy alchemist who created it. Who do we know that excels at this kind of structural augmentation? The Garland Ironworks, perhaps? An excellent suggestion. As I recall, Sid is no stranger to the void and its volatile energies. With this experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence Ironworks can strengthen the warden skill. Come on, let us visit the operations at Rogers Reach and commission their best and brightest. Oh, okay. Just, you know. Pop me on over. Okay, so it's been quite some time since we've actually dealt with Sid in the Ironworks, hasn't it? Since Omega, right? It's been a while. The pleasure as always. I hear you have a job for us? Heading into the void to find a lost dragon. That sounds almost pedestrian compared to your last adventure. Honestly, I don't know if you could say anything would surprise me after Meteon and that bloody mess. Alright, let's look at the talisman of yours. You said there were signs of degradation? Seems a matter of corrosion has set in a scratch on its surface, much as the void's corruption seeps into Nero's through his wounds, in which case it might simply be to prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. How might we achieve that? I have a coating agent for strengthening trinkets and the like, but be wary of applying any compound which might upset the scale's delicate chemical balance, for safer to adjust it in armor. Well, constructing protective casing when utilizing metal alloys with high ethereal conductivity that has to impede the talisman's primary function. Suit of armor, as you said. Nero has compiled data of the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with the design just to be sure. If only it weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols, I swear. I've never had such a reckless employee. In any case, we need some time to untangle the particulars. Understandable, we know how busy your schedule is, and the final result will doubtlessly be worth the wait. Hard part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands as we seek doing the fun stuff, but we'll see what we can do. Think you can leave the rest to Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Nidhana's working on the Mach Atmos. Righto.
Hey, Stola. The adjustments are going well, I hope?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Alzadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial Atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
And were you not also fearless, heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Celestinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire? We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet...
Now you listen to me, Varshan! You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
We will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again too.
Take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you, and here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzatan. My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavnair for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
For a lone wolf, you showed an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Vita reach this conclusion. Just for the greater good, the worm's thundering sighs are keeping his citizens awake at night, and his travelers believing this palace racked by some unnatural storm. What of your own answer then? You seem inclined to venture into the void. When I was on with His vengeful thoughts were my thoughts. Endless rage was my rage, and the soul-chilling grief he nursed for Radatrosk's death. I wish not wish agony upon a foe, let alone friend and ally. If there's a chance I can spare Vita that pain, then I will follow you. Just the four of us? When things the way they are, I'd rather not bother comrades with not less than the desire of the threat to a star. Make for an interesting journey besides, traveling to smaller party and change crowds to be a bit draining, don't you think? Now, on to specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light was halted before devastation is complete, 13th has been utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan is as such, is to explore the voids and stages, withdrawing to safety after each brief foray. It would be more convenient if we had some manner of base camp near to the gate itself. Megaduda. We require suitable accommodations. May I make something available for our guests? All the chambers are presently hosting great mounds of treasure we carried out of the vault. Once the Foundation's activities begin in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make room for one or two rooms ready for habit. Please inform me when you completed the arrangements. As you heard, we settled in Megaduda in due time. As ever, you're most gracious, Your Excellency. You risk your lives to aid me in my search for Asdasha. Providing comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. God only knows how long our explorations might take, or what chance success might possibly be. Cedar found grateful for you convincing to make the attempt. On that note, great work and led what we can do with Nidhana. If your preparations are to make air, we venture to the 13th. Now is the time. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. You know what that means to me, Luxus, but my purpose does not consume you as well. You headed to another world, find the joy that you can experience, for you are a traveler and an adventurer at heart, this I know. Meanwhile, always meanwhile. Is that where the 13 are? That would make so much sense, by the way. Yeah, because they're all... Wow, so then I wonder if everything's from the 13th instead. That's pretty bonkers. Yeah.
And thus I am returned. To this world, bereft of saviors.
Excuse me? Why do they keep showing him? He's creepy and his face is all covered up. Wait, is that it? What?